The best of the week on Relevant Radio.
Let's get to the first email. So here we go. Do I change my name after the divorce finalizes? Here we go. During the course of my 22-year marriage, that's a pretty good run, I discovered my husband was unfaithful. Because of my faith, I continued in the marriage, keeping the marriage problems a secret from all but my best friend, my late sister. When the marriage suffered yet another affair, I was presented with two options: stay in the marriage as an open marriage or leave. So the way she words this, that she was presented with two options, I take that to mean that her husband said, listen, I'm just not going to stay faithful. So we can have a marriage, or you allow me to have my girlfriends, or you can just leave, right? I think that's what I took away from that. So she goes on, because I consider this a breach of our covenant marriage, I chose divorce. Well, certainly an open marriage is not part of a sacramental marriage, to be sure. All right, now the divorce is becoming final in a few months. I met with a priest recently. I am enrolled in OCIA. So congratulations. This is a remarkable thing that you want to come into the church during a time like this in your life. I think that's congratulations. This is outstanding. He asked me why I still used my married surname, and he emphatically told me I should get it changed back when the marriage is annulled. So, I mean, I got some problems there. All right. Well, let me just do that. I mean, this is a case of the priest working outside of his lane. He's given advice in an area where he has no expertise. He's trying to influence you in a matter of personal preference, and he has no right to do that. As such, you're under no obligation to follow his advice in this matter. This is not a moral or a spiritual matter. Therefore, the priest should really keep his opinion to himself. It would be wrong for him to try to influence you in a matter where there is no sin involved. And then plus, this thing that, change it back after the marriage is annulled, he's not competent to say that either. I mean, the decree of nullity, that your marriage might be valid. Which would mean that you can't remarry. So seems to me this guy's stepping out of his bounds a little bit. All right, so then she says, so jump back to my late sister. Just before she unexpectedly died 2 years ago, she gave me her life savings to rebuild my life on the promise that I would change my name back to my maiden name. Here's my problem. We have 3 grown children together, 2 daughters and a son. They prefer that I keep my name. I've always liked both names, but I'm well known in my small community by my married name. I want to treat my children's feelings with appropriate consideration. They have been broken by the divorce. Yeah, I'm sure. I wonder, though, if I need to honor my promise to my late sister as well as follow the priest's advice. Please advise. So she says that she promised her sister. Sounds like it was kind of like in exchange for her life savings. But I think sister probably would have left it to you anyway had you not made that promise. But so, I mean, this is a slightly different matter than the problem with the priest giving advice he shouldn't be giving. And that you gave your word to your sister, right? I mean, I would need a lot more detail about the conversation you had with her that resulted in her request that you change your name back to your maiden name. I mean, my hunch is that this came from a place of anger on her part, stepping up to protect her sister. Angry that your husband has treated you so poorly and continuously, it sounds like. So, the idea is this is a way to extract a little revenge, right? Changing your name kind of sends the message of, we never really existed. There never was an us. You're dead to me now. I've changed my name like you had never even existed. Now, perhaps that's the message you'd like to send your soon-to-be ex-husband. I don't know about that. But the kids want her to keep her name. All right, so let's be clear about this. I mean, I think this is entirely a matter of personal preference, and you're absolutely free to do as you please. So the way it looks, you have a choice. You have to make a choice between honoring your sister's wishes and your children's wishes. The way I see it, there is a hierarchy of charity, and children come ahead of siblings. Seems as though both you and your children would prefer that you keep your married name, so that sounds like the right way to go. I wouldn't worry much about your sister. I mean, if she's up in heaven looking at this, she's looking at this through a whole different set of lenses anyway, and I'm sure she won't be upset if you keep your married name. If she's in purgatory, her mind's focused on other things, and your last name is probably of little importance to her either way. So I don't think she'll be upset either way if you keep your name, right? So my opinion is, please realize, simply my opinion, you have total freedom to make up your mind in this matter. But if I get a vote, I would say just keep your married name, keep life simple, keep your kids happy, and there you have it. We're going to move on back to Chicago to Mary. Hello, Mary.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank you, Doug, for all that you do for us.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you.
I was married for 34 years.
Okay.
And I've been divorced for 15.
Okay, sorry.
I had 3 daughters, and it was a very abusive marriage.
Sorry.
He left.
Okay.
He divorced me, and he left.
Okay.
And so then you're presented with that question, do you keep the name or not? And that was honestly a no-brainer for me.
Okay.
I kept my name. It was the name that I had chosen when I married him, which, is definitely the way it's supposed to be. And I didn't want to eliminate that part of my life. God put me in that place for a reason, and I'm in this place for a reason.
Yeah.
And I carry on with the path that God chose for me. It's still my obligation to get him and his new wife, because she's to get them to heaven.
Yeah.
And honestly, I knew that the position that I was in our marriage, that he was so violent and so abusive to not only me, but to the children, and so trying to protect them and all of that was crazy.
Sure.
But at the same time, that doesn't release me from my obligation.
Yeah.
And so I had asked God to help me find the solution, because he had turned me off. I was just out of his mentality. He would not listen to anything I had to say. It was just a complete shut off. And so anything I had to say was not going to help him. It was not going to help him get to heaven. It was not going to change anything in his mind. So I just asked God to help us both through this process. And whatever it's going to take to help him get to heaven, that's the path that I want.
That's a beautiful prayer.
So he has been married twice. The first one was a 5-year, and this one has been a little bit longer, but she's a very nice lady. And I pray for her as well, that he will be able to listen to her. And, our relationship has improved over the years, which is a good thing. But the point is, if I went back to my maiden name, that's not who I am. I had this story to tell, and this is my place in my life now. And this is where God chose me to be.
Wow. God bless you.
I didn't want to eliminate that.
It's such a wonderful supernatural perspective you've got. And is there an annulment in here or no annulment?
I don't want to know.
Okay.
Why?
Okay.
I'm never going to get married again. This is the way God chose it.
All right.
So I did start the annulment, and I said, this is ridiculous. Why am I just trying to wipe out everything that happened?
Wow.
It happened. It's done.
What an inspiration.
Now, moving forward.
Oh, well, you're a wonderful inspiration, Mary, and I so appreciate you calling into the show. And so you're standing by the fact that you're still married, even though he's on his third wife now.
Yes.
Second after you, but you're like, nah, in God's eyes, he and I are still.
I'm still married.
Yeah.
I am. I'm a lifer.
Bless you. Bless you. And your children are very. How many children did you say you had?
I have 3 girls.
3 girls, right. So God bless you. What a wonderful example you are to them as well of what marital fidelity is all about. So I am sure your reward will be great in heaven. That's great.
Thank you. But that's not why. I want him to get to heaven.
Well, that's it. We'll take him with you. Yeah. Very
Thank
good.
you for all you do. I really treasure all the things you have given me so much hope in so many different ways.
Oh, you're so
and I just
kind.
want to thank you for all the people you have on and the work that you do.
Good.
It's wonderful. Thank you so
well,
much.
that makes me smile. God bless you. Thank you so much, Mary. Yeah, well, that's what we're trying to do is get very practical here, bring in some good practical ideas on how people can strengthen their marriage and not end up in a position like Mary. And there's ways to do it. There's science out there that shows how to do it. And then, of course, our faith shows us a good path on how to do all that as well.
That was the Best of the Week on Relevant Radio. The best way to listen to the Best of the Week is on the Relevant Radio app. Free and always free. Download and share the #1 free Catholic app today in the App Store.